Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is not going to be about systems design. In fact, it's going to be a meta video about systems design. So I think that I keep getting a lot of suggestions for more systems design videos to make, which is really great. But I think that as I continue to boil down and think about the potential problems that I could do, the potential problems that I've seen other channels cover, and potential problems covered in other books, I think that it all kind of boils down to very, very similar concepts, and for the most part that they're pretty redundant. I think that any concepts that are novel that I haven't really covered on my channel are probably too specific for an interview, and as a result it doesn't really make sense to cover them in an interview viewing series. At the end of the day, I think I know that one of the big points of this channel is that I try not to be redundant. Now I know I sound like a major asshole and hypocrite considering that I just literally made an entirely redundant 2.0 series for systems design. To be fair, I do think this one is strictly better because it has more visual aids and goes into more depth. But at the end of the day, it's very important to me that I don't waste the time of my viewers and ultimately myself. The initial reason that I created this channel was so that I have an excuse and a good reason to keep learning and push myself to learn. And I feel that if I keep making a bunch of redundant videos, I'm not going to be doing that. There are a few different channels on this website where basically all they will do is make systems design interview guides over the same problems over and over and over again, except with slightly different names. And what that does, it accomplishes that you do get views because people will just search for different things in the search bar. But at the end of the day, I don't really feel like I'll be growing as an engineer if I continue to kind of stay in my comfort zone. Hey guys, if you're like me, maybe life has been feeling a little dull lately. Spending all of my free time doom scrolling TikTok and crushing beers can definitely make me feel like I'm not improving my mental sharpness. Oh, no one else does that? That's where Brilliant comes in. Brilliant is a platform that allows you to self-study various STEM topics like math, data science, computer science, and machine learning. Normally, I struggle profusely with human interaction, but Brilliant's interactive lessons keep me focused and allow me to lock in on my learning. They almost feel like a video game, except you never have to get killed by 14-year-olds until you rage and break your controller. I found that in particular, Brilliant's new LLM course has been a major enabler for me to learn about key topics in modern artificial intelligence. It allows you to get hands-on experience with real language models. Now, I'm ever closer to being the eccentric, drugged-out billionaire AI evangelist that I'm meant to be. To try everything that Brilliant has to offer for free for 30 days, check out brilliant.org/JordanHasNoLife or click the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual subscription to Premium. So I think that to provide a little bit more context here on what I'm about to get into, I should probably explain my own mental state. I think that making this channel, originally I used to think of distributed systems as kind of a means to an end, right? Like I would study this thing, I would do it for 6 months, maybe a year, I would find a good job, I would get an L4 or an L5 job really quickly, I would be happy, and then I would go about my life and stop studying it. But obviously, if you guys are following this channel, hopefully it's become apparent that I actually really like this stuff, right? It's not just a means to an end for me, it's actually an end in and of itself. And I really do want to work at the frontier of this field one day. That's very important to me. And I feel like, sans me getting like a PhD or something, really the best thing that I can do is continue to self-study, continue to make videos on it, and push myself to put in that work. And so I think that, for me to be happy with this channel, for me to be successful with this channel, I have to find a good balance between my current job, of course the channel, and also continued learning, right? Like I can't go and just like work on an open source project all day. I don't have the time for it. I'm not going to make any money, and it's not going to support this channel either, which I do ultimately care about the most. And so I think as I start to think about this concept a little bit more, the best kind of usage of my time, at least in this kind of intermediary stage where I feel comfortable with kind of like a theoretical systems design interview, but my distributed systems knowledge and practice is completely lacking, is to try and watch a ton of actual content that's created by people who have built out real systems, right? So in that case, what that really means is going to be reading a lot of papers, reading a lot of articles, and also just watching a lot of conference videos. Now I do believe, and the only reason I believe this is because this is the feedback I've received on this channel, that I am capable of synthesizing information and presenting it in a hopefully somewhat digestible way. And I hope to continue to do that with these papers, conferences, and articles. I understand that the truth is this might begin to stop appealing to a lot of people because a lot of people are on here to find a job, and I can't blame you for that. That's like the exact mindset that I had 2 years ago. But at the same time, I also need to recognize that for my own continued happiness, I have to continue to learn, and the only way that I can do that is to dive deeper and deeper into this field that continues to interest me every day. And so I think that ultimately, there are a few big advantages of choosing to take this approach of reading a bunch of existing content. For starters, you don't have to watch me make a bunch of shitty comedy videos like I did the first time I finished my systems design series, because not only were they bad, I almost probably got myself canceled once or twice, so that's probably not the way to go. But I think another thing is that as a YouTuber, as someone who tries to post once a week, I actually feel a lot of implicit pressure to, come up with something interesting or novel to talk about on a weekly basis. And I think that there is pretty much infinite literature in this field, and understanding that I can go into as much depth or breadth as I want allows me to pretty much have the freedom to talk about anything. Now, I previously kind of assumed that, going really deep and doing deep dives into technical content like this wouldn't really have much of an audience. And that's part of the reason I hadn't really done it before. But at the same time, I think that, as I continue to look at other influencers on LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube, I do actually see channels and people where they're able to still maintain some sort of following, and they're able to maintain utility to their viewers in talking about these advanced concepts. And that is really where I think I can provide the most value at the moment. I don't think making another redundant video where I take my Ticketmaster video, copy it over, and call it an airline booking or a hotel booking video is really going to help anyone out. That just annoys me, and I don't really want to do that. It would solely be an SEO optimization for hitting my channel on YouTube, and I don't really want to do that. Another benefit of this, of course, is that I can do it on the treadmill. So when I'm feeling particularly fat on a given day, I can go sit on the bike and read a paper for an hour. But yeah, I think ultimately this is going to be the golden balance of what I'm looking for, at least in the near-term future. Obviously my aspirations are pretty great in life, and I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years or 10 years or anything like that. I do really enjoy my current job, and I think that, maintaining my current learnings from my job, but while also balancing that while studying this field that I'm really passionate about, is a really amazing opportunity for me to have, and I, really look forward to making videos on it. So in terms of maybe a few of the initial things that I'm hoping to talk about, I'm certainly probably just going to start this off by going through those fundamental distributed systems papers. I've been reading through the Dynamo paper, and I think that while some of the information there may be a little bit redundant, to actually see it applied in practice and understand the original motivations behind why they made their architectural decisions, as opposed to just how it's done, I think that is a really, really valuable thing for me. And so I hope that you guys will stick around. I don't blame you if you don't. It's going to continue to be the case that people will probably just find my old videos, which do systems design interview prep, but that's totally okay. I think, at least for the time being, I want this to be a brief, but hopefully not too brief, period of my channel where I get to go back to learning and back to the drawing board. I feel like I've gotten pretty comfortable in making these systems design videos. I really want to push myself where possible to learn about these new topics, and again, try and get to the frontier of them so that I one day can hopefully make my own contributions in this field. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Systems design is still not done on this channel. I'll probably make a nice video for it at around 50K. So again, I'm not going to pander you to subscribe, but you could speed things up. And yeah, enjoy your day.